Hey everybody, by coincidence, I'm starting this at 11:11. It is the day of the new moon in Libra, the solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse. We can almost call it a mostly solar eclipse. Sorry. Okay, let's tune in there. Throat chakra. It's been interesting because the energy of this whole week has really been affecting expression, self-expression, because that has been changing for people. I've noticed it in every single client that I've had, in the groups and the classes. Things are changing to a point where people, they feel uncomfortable. We've been talking about this discomfort for quite some time, that we are coming back into balance and it is uncomfortable. And we're thinking it should be soothing. Right? It should be easy. The feeling of balanced and balanced energy and these harmonious emotions and interactions and situations are after. The process of bringing it back into balance is uncomfortable. So, here we go. I don't know where this reading is going to take us, but I'm already seeing some interesting things here. So, hold on. Okay, some slow moving energy. The thing is, we are collectively and individually turning a corner. And I tend to recap this in almost every video, but we have been approaching the end of an era. So there are karmic completions. Nines are the end of things. And we've got this using the Tarot of Mystical Moments today. We've got the Nine of Swords, the anxiety, the overthinking of everything, the self-criticism, the self-analysis. Why did I do these things? Did I go down the wrong path? What is this person thinking? Things that are very clear if you keep them in isolation, but then when you have to interact with people and do things in the real world, there's this like getting bogged down with all of the connections, the minutia, the expectations, the disappointments, all of that stuff. And so we are entering this period that is, it's like if you could only see it from a higher perspective, is the Nine of Cups. This is abundance, opulence, blessings, actually being happy. The happiness that you experience creates the environment that you're in, not the other way around. And so people have a hard time understanding this on a quantum level, like a quantum physics level. And I've explained it to probably a dozen people this week, whether it was in classes or in individual sessions. We are moving to a new plane of existence, you could say. Not everybody, though. And so there have been a huge amount of disruptions in people's personal lives and in the collective and just on the planet. And it's kind of hard for many people to feel positive or to feel happy or to even be optimistic or even be neutral at this point. And in no way am I condoning false positivity, because that is toxic behavior. That's actually not addressing things as they are. However, as they are is still subjective. And the one thing we can control is how we feel in here, in this. And so everything and everyone that detracts from our ability to maintain this on its higher vibration, when your intention is to actually move into that space and move into that timeline, move into that higher consciousness where you've been doing all this work all this time. All of the things that don't fit in that fall away. And that's not because you failed. That's not because you didn't do something right. You didn't do it hard enough. You didn't do it steadfastly enough, whatever. They are meant to fall away. You are supposed to hold up you. And this might feel, it might sound selfish or self-centered or egotistical. And actually, it's the opposite. Trying to look at someone else's success or failure as your fault or your responsibility is the ego talking. You cannot determine what somebody else's life purpose is. That's up to them. And oftentimes, the more you try and mesh with them, the less you allow them to develop their own self-reliance or to learn their own lessons, or it just creates codependency. And that can be collectively as well, not just individually. So you will see people fall away, situations fall away, things that you invested a lot of time, energy, effort into, they fall away. What you're left with is this ability to feel on a high level the bigger purpose, the soul purpose. The soul is not disturbed by what is happening out there. The soul has a higher purpose. When you're gone, everything's cool. That part still exists while you're doing all these things. It's not only after you leave your body does that happen. It's there all the time. It's there for you to access in a quantum way at all times while you still have your 2 feet on the ground. So we are entering this period right now. We've got, the eclipse is happening as I'm recording this. It was 11:11 when I started. It was, I think, 10:55, the solar eclipse on the West Coast. It was actually happening. So this past week, we had the 1010 portal, bringing things back into balance, trying to create harmony more than ever before. And you might be saying, hello, have you seen what shit show has been happening out there in the world? Yes, I have. That is happening because the greater energy out there is to bring balance and harmony. And so the opposing force is going to try and be destructive. Go for all of it. Push hard against this. All the people who have a clue, it's getting extra challenging. You've been working on yourself. You are trying to reach this higher perspective. It comes down to the crunch now. Put your money where your mouth is. Walk the talk. You have to show up on behalf of those people. And it's not reaching down into the hole and trying to pull somebody out. That doesn't work. It's not going to work. And it, on an energetic level, is a waste of your time and energy. And that sounds harsh. But the greater good happens when you focus on you and raise up the vibration internally. It magnifies, it amplifies, and it connects with all the people on the planet who are doing the same thing. When all these people are doing it, even if it was 100 people, even if it was 1,000 people, it amplifies that vibration exponentially. And so you're not each helping one person or 10 people or 5,000 people. You could be helping millions of people by raising that vibration in that way without ever having to interact physically one-on-one. And that's a quantum scientific way of understanding this spiritual concept. So there are slow moving energies at play here. Like we end up with this Ace of Pentacles. It's very positive. It's the beginning of something, but it is slow. So certain things, yes, are going to happen quickly, but the bigger process is slow and it might feel excruciatingly painful. And we've created attachments. And part of the lesson in this is understanding the attachments. Why did I learn these lessons? Or why did I have to repeat these lessons over and over and over again? The test is here. So, as I said, Tuesday we had 1010 portal. We had Pluto going direct in Capricorn. It's on its way. It's going forward again, where it eventually will go into Aquarius at the end of January, which is going to be great. So that's not going to happen like this. That's been happening all this year. We had a taste of it. You had time to reconfigure. You have to reconfigure, or you will be the one left behind when that happens. Now is the chance to actually go, no, I'm going forward. I am not going backwards. And so it's almost like the one of the major turning points is happening right now at this exact moment. Now it's 11:22. This solar eclipse, it's a new moon in Libra. We have the sun in Libra. We're going to have Mars entering Scorpio soon, which is going to be very exciting, I think. But this whole month is about turning a corner. Once you turn that corner, you really are not looking backwards anymore. It's commitment now to the future. It's committing to yourself to adhere to what you've asked the universe for. The universe is going like, listen, Missy, Mr. Whoever, you asked me for this. I've given it to you. And what are you doing? You're putzing around playing in a puddle of mud. Come on now. And that's the energy there. So there's also this sense of, okay, so we've got two aces. I've got 6 cards here. I've got 2 9s, 2 1s, a 2, and an 8. Okay, so this is very, very balanced energy happening here. So when you add the 2 9s together, you get 18, which is another 9. Okay, so it's the sum of its parts. The Ace of Swords, look at this Fibonacci sequence here, and the key, holding this key. The key is, this is in the position of what we're moving into. You are about to unlock the stuff. And you have time, but you don't have that much time. You don't have time to mess around with the past, but you do have enough time to adhere to the tasks moving forward. So with regards to the people that you're interacting with, it's very interesting that we've got, she's standing up on this building and she's looking very playful, balancing this little infinity symbol here, this exchange of energy. And I'm just looking, there's all these like little stars in the sky, but it's kind of like twilight, you know, the time of the day. And there's also this linear aspect here in the background. You know, it's high elevation, being connected, understanding that you are still connected to the infinite, keeping your feet on the ground, but reaching up there, keeping things in balance. There's this exchange of energy with people, the people that you're dealing with. If that reciprocity isn't there, it's out. You have to keep it flowing. Anything that's bringing down that energy, it's out. It's just out. It's not going where you're going. It is not serving a purpose. Okay, can I hammer that home any further? The universe is giving you this in the position of the universe. It's the 8 of Wands. And this might feel quick and rapid. Yeah, and I guess in a certain way, 3-month period of time is quick in a sense. It's not so much quick as act swiftly. Make your decisions matter. Make your steps matter. Put effort into doing the things that make the most sense. There's nothing here of an emotional nature. So take care of your emotions, But this is not the time to be led by them because your emotions are all over the place. It's trying to bring those back into balance. They alert you to something, and pay attention to what that alerts you to and bring it back into balance. Bring what it's connecting to into balance. So having this in the present, this is like abundance and potential. This is not in the future. This is now. You are living in abundance, and the universe is, shaking, holding you by the shoulders, going, wake the F up. It is. Probably more politely than that, but maybe not. Maybe not so politely. I will also pull on Mars and Scorpio when that happens. Ooh, just got like, that's a separate one. That's going to be that's a headachy one. I just wanted to pull on a little bit more clarification around that Nine of Cups and what that means. And I just love the way this energy works because it just backs up what I just said. Eight of Cups is walking away from stuff. And she's walking into this place and it's unknown. It's unknown, but there's all this magic around her. It's like you're bringing the magic with you. Being attached to, excuse me, all of that stuff, it doesn't allow for the magic to happen at all. Maybe little bits, glimmers of it, but it's not there. Then we've got the Emperor in the present. And it can be a manipulative energy, but it's actually shifting from the toxic manipulative. Like there's a difference between leading and controlling, taking charge and manipulating, And so that's the lesson in the moment. That's where this mature vibe comes from. If you've learned lessons, you're not repeating them. If you think you can go backwards and do things differently, then you're fooling yourself and you're not making the best use of your time and energy. And so we're moving into this place of the Hierophant, of higher learning, higher knowledge, higher levels of spirituality, raising consciousness. And it's a learning curve. You don't know how to do that yet. But in the present, it's like if you do this, if you turn the corner, really, you begin to learn this. Part of it, just by turning the corner, means you have learned something big in this, and you keep going. And as you do that, the doors open. Okay, I'm sorry my voice is like this. It's just the way it has been. And it's kind of warm. Well, that flew out. Aura of love. Okay, so oh boy, I did channel something the other day, just as a side note, yesterday. I'm getting back into the channeling thing. I'm not quite ready to do that on YouTube. It's very short, I think. Not quite sure. I didn't check the time at the beginning and the end, but for all I know, it could have been an hour and a half or it could have been 7 minutes. I have no idea. I channeled something and I might just release it as an audio because I wrote it down, but I am getting more into that again. So I think it's time. It's been trying to come through for quite some time. And if you've watched my readings over time or if you've had personal readings with me, sometimes the information is just coming while we're speaking, and it's hard for me to keep it out. And so I will see things in clairvoyant sense, but I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient, and clairsentient. So it's just been ramping up. And as I'm telling you this, it's ramping up. So back to the card, aura of love. Okay, so colors are frequency also. And it says, the union of light and dark, earth and sky, balancer of anima and animus, the merging of two souls. Acknowledge the feminine and masculine aspects of yourself, both yin and yang, to create perfect balance. What have I been talking about this whole time? Bringing things back into balance. I love the way these things work, seriously. Okay, so we're going to do a rune or two or three. What else do we need to know here? Ah, unbelievable. Okay, so A was very flexible thing. Again, it has no negative. I'm pulling three. Like, who am I kidding? What's this one? Ah, okay. So we have the yew tree, very flexible, protective also. So bend, do not break, put up boundaries where necessary. Boundaries are extremely important now more than ever before. If you did not get this through your head before, now is like, no, these are the boundaries. If I'm going to be stubborn, it's going to be about boundaries, healthy boundaries. Okay, we put that in place. The next one is the wild ox, uruz. This is like, when you create this boundary, you can go within yourself and summon this life force, this internal, eternal power, potency to charge forward. Now, this is not reckless charging. This is, you want to call it prana, you want to call it chi. You bring this energy, you pull in all of your energy from everywhere you have strewn it, bring it back into yourself. The boundaries are there. Use this as a like a fire, a flame. You are amplifying it, magnifying it, whatever. It is growing. It becomes light intensity. And then out there in the most positive way. And then we also have Lagu, which is the feminine water rune. And it's about nurturing and clearing and healing and listening and being in tune with the cycles. So this wild ox energy is not just running amok. It is being channeled and directed where it is needed, how to communicate, how to sense, when to do something, to know, to connect to the parts of you that know, the higher self that knows. I need one more card. I need one more something. Hold on a second. I'm going to pause this here for a moment. 1 sec. It was just a second for you. It was about 12 seconds for me. Okay. One more card, and I'm going to have to read the interpretation. Oh. Sorry, it's taking long. Let's see here. Risk. It says risk. Be courageous and use your gifts. Do not shy away from risks, but engage life with your whole body, mind, heart, and spirit. So the key words are risk, initiating action, creation, ability, gifts, tapping into elemental power, immediate responses. All right, well, there you go. I just needed to sort of confirm what I just did with the runes, and there you have it. All right, that's it. That's it. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do the Mars reading. We still didn't do the October Astro Tarot forecast. We are scheduled to do that Monday, October 16th. So we will sort of summarize the first half of the month and then go into detail. That's it. It actually launches our third year. We're moving into our third year of doing this, season 3, and we're a little late. Sorry about that. Really trying to get things consistent here. You know, life happens. We've got, you know, the powers of the universe to attend to. Anyway, have a good one. Today is a good day to, new moons are always good to set your intentions, but I think this one is not just about setting your intentions for what's coming. It's to bless all the things that have come before and release them. Yeah, release them. Write them down on little pieces of paper and burn them. You know, you owe it to yourself to do that. You can't continue to ask the universe for things and then receive the gifts and then, you know, poop on them. Right? Yeah. You can quote me on that. All right. Have a good one, everybody.